Several of you have asked me how I get a high amount of protein into my diet every day, being that I'm fully plant-based. And so I thought I would show you where it all starts, which is with my breakfast. And this breakfast I have eaten almost every day for about 9 months now. And it's easy. It takes about 10 minutes or less of hands-on time. It's delicious, at least I think it is, and it is full of, good healthy carbohydrates, a little bit of healthy fats, a lot of protein, 30 grams of protein, and also a nice shot of fiber too. So it is, in my opinion, the perfect breakfast for me. So let me show you how I do it. So oatmeal is actually at the center of this meal, but it is not the only thing that I eat. So I do drink a little something alongside of it, and I eat something alongside of it. So altogether, that is where the 30 grams of protein comes in. So I will talk about the other two things after I show you how to make the oatmeal. But just a little word about oatmeal. There seems to be a certain amount of controversy out there about whether one should eat oatmeal or not. There's the camp that thinks it's the best food ever. And everybody should eat it, and there's the camp that thinks nobody should eat it because it will spike your glucose, which then can leads to inflammation and food cravings and so on and so forth. So let me tell you where I come down on this. Basically, I have eaten oatmeal for breakfast for well over a decade, almost every day. But I will say that until I learned about 9 months ago from Dr. Stacy Sims, and I will link to her YouTube channel below in case you want to find her. But I learned that women over 40 in particular need to get like a whole lot more protein into their diet. And so I needed to figure out how to do that. So I started tweaking my original oatmeal breakfast recipe, which by the way did in fact, it was real heavy on the carbs and did not have much protein. And I will say that though it made me feel good and kept me full till lunch, I did get the food cravings later in the day. I did, and for like sweets. And so I learned that as long as I have enough protein, a lot of protein, and a little bit of healthy fats, along with everything else in the breakfast, like I'm good. The food cravings went away. I feel even better between breakfast and lunch. So for me, that works out great. But I did just want to address that because I know that's a thing. Now, you can do this two ways. You can put it in the microwave to cook, takes a few minutes. I like to do it in my Instant Pot because it makes it really creamy, and I like it really creamy. And so, plus I can just set it and forget it, and I don't have to do anything with it until I'm ready, an hour or hour and a half or whatever later. So you can cook it in the Instant Pot real fast, or any pressure cooker. I think this is the 6-liter Instant Pot, if I'm not mistaken. But basically it has this little rack with the little legs inside. So I just put about a half a cup of water in here. All right, and then what I have here is I have a Pyrex bowl. It's a real thick glass. I will link to this below. I can't remember. I think it's a 4-cup size. I'll have to look it up. Anyways, what I've got in here is I've got 2 ounces of water and 4 ounces of soy milk. The brand of soy milk that I like to use is Eden Soy, and that is because that has the highest protein of any of the soy milks that I've found. Strange that they would have different levels of protein, but they do. So anyways, 2 tablespoons of dry Silk oats is going to give us 2.5 grams of protein, and this, the 4-ounce Eden Soy brand soy milk in here gives us 6 grams of protein. So so that's where we're at so far. So let's put that in there. And then, like I said, I just put in my steel-cut oats, and I just do 2 tablespoons. It doesn't seem like much, but by the time you get everything in here, this is the perfect amount for me anyway. Obviously, everybody's different, right? So let's go ahead and put that and that over there. And then I'm just going to set this right in here. And I put it on for 30 minutes. Now, again, it can cook a lot faster than that. But I found for me, this just makes it really creamy. So I have it on high, and it's going to go 30 minutes on high. And honestly, I don't come back for like an hour anyway, but again, you can cook it way faster. I just do it this way because it makes it super creamy, and that's what I like. All right, so we got that going. I'm going to leave that, and I'm going to come back and show you the rest. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look, and I'm going to show you what this looks like. Before I put in, I like to use some frozen fruit. You can use whatever you want. This is what it looks like. Hopefully you can see that. It's very creamy. And so I'm going to go ahead and leave it in there. It's going to be on warm. for a little bit, just like 5 minutes. And I'm going to put a little bit of frozen pomegranate seeds, just a little bit, and then like a spoonful of blueberries. And again, you can do whatever fruit you like, of course. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Okay, and then we'll go ahead and put this back on. And I'm going to let that sit for about 5 minutes, and just so that frozen fruit is no longer frozen, and then I'll show you what else I do. Okay, so now my frozen fruit is all nice and warmed up, so I'm going to show you what I put in now. Basically, it's pretty simple stuff. I go ahead and put in a little bit of salt. And by the way, I'm going to drop the recipe down in the, either a link to it or the recipe or something down in the description. So somehow or another it will be there, okay? I also do just a half a teaspoon, just a little bit of maple syrup. Then I put in a tablespoon of peanut butter. This is 4 grams of protein right here. So now we've got another 4 grams of protein going in. I'll go ahead and get that in there. And this makes it even creamier. And you would think fruit and like blueberries and peanut butter is not good together. I'm telling you, because I turned my nose up at that idea for a long time. I'm telling you, this is delicious, in my opinion. Okay, so we got that. I'm gonna go ahead and give that all a stir. Okay, and then I really like Granny Smith apples. So I go ahead and I dice up just little cubes, about a half of a Granny Smith apple. And this actually has, believe it or not, 0.2 grams of protein. Did you know an apple has protein? Just a tiny bit, but you know, it's still something. All right, so the oatmeal is done. That's all there is to it. And I'm gonna go ahead and show you what I eat and drink alongside of that too in just a second here. But before I do that, if you've been enjoying the video so far, I would super appreciate it if you hit that like button. And if you wanna see more content around holistic self-care for women over 50, be sure to subscribe, okay? All right, let's get into it. So basically what I do is I make sure I have a little bit of nuts on the side. I like pistachios, so this is like just about 1/8 of a cup, which gives me how much? 3 grams of protein. Can you believe that? 3 grams of protein in like 1/8 of a cup. That's crazy. Anyway, so there's that. And then the other thing I do is I pour myself an 8-ounce glass of soy milk, unsweetened soy milk. And that gives me another 7 grams of protein. And then what I do there is I go ahead, you see I have it in a shaker bottle. I use protein powder. I put a little bit of protein powder in it. I like this brand, Ritual. It's very powdery and creamy and not gritty, and it's pea protein, this one is. So I'm gonna go ahead and put in just 2 tablespoons of that, and this is gonna give us an additional 8 grams of protein. So there we go. So we've got that. Go ahead and give that a shake. And so that is altogether where we come out. Let me shake this so I don't make too much noise. Hold on a sec. Okay, so where I come out with that is I basically end up with my oatmeal, my nuts, and my drink. And where we are in terms of the macros overall is, this is why I need my glasses for my notes, we have 30.8 grams of protein total. We have, let's see, there's 24.5 grams of healthy fat. There is 46.1 grams of healthy fiber-rich carbohydrates. In fact, 10 grams of it is fiber. So that's really important too. So I'm very happy about getting that in. And so that's it. It's pretty simple, right? I did want to give you one pretty juicy tip that I've learned recently from the Glucose Goddess. She's over at the Glucose Revolution. I will link to that down below. Learned from her recently that the order in which we eat our food is very important. And she's a biochemist, so she knows a little thing about this. It makes a big difference in how we control our glucose spikes throughout the day. And it doesn't matter what kind of food you eat, like what your diet is. If you eat your meals in a particular order, it will help lower any kind of glucose spike. It will help bring that down. And so the way I eat this meal, the order in which I eat this particular meal is I eat the nuts first, and then I will drink the soy milk with the protein powder, and then I will eat the oatmeal. And if you want to learn more about all of that, and I would highly recommend it, definitely check out Glucose Revolution. That's a great channel. So that's it. I hope you found this interesting and better yet helpful. And if you did like this video, perhaps you will like this one too. And I just want to say thanks so much for watching. I appreciate you being here. I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you in the next video.